We'd like to thank you for joining us today. I'd like to also thank you for following the social distancing and face mask wearing guidelines while visiting the park today. This will ensure that we all stay safe and allow us to keep sharing these amazing animals with all of you. So please enjoy today's orca encounter.
Interconnected ocean, a vast blue expanse critical to life on Earth. And there's no better animal to represent the story of the ocean with all its splendor and uncertainty than the killer whale, or as it's scientifically known, the Orcinus orca. The orca lives in every corner of the ocean, from the Arctic to the Atlantic, the Southern to the Indian, to the mighty Pacific and beyond. This whale's story is the ocean's story, and it is one we all share.
Welcome to SeaWorld's Orca Encounter. We are honored to introduce you to this intriguing and majestic animal. There's nothing like seeing killer whales up close and learning about them and their natural behavior. We hope this orca encounter will give you a greater appreciation for these incredible animals and all that they represent.
While they are found in every ocean, orcas living off the coast of Iceland are quite different than those near Costa Rica. In fact, there are at least 10 types, or ecotypes, of killer whales. An ecotype describes the differences between killer whale size, physical form, prey, social structure, and habitat. As you can see, the differences are subtle, but noticeable when compared side by side. Orcas are adapted perfectly to their environments. And even the whale's black and white coloration has a purpose. It camouflages the outline of their bodies in the water, making it easier for them to surprise and catch their prey. When viewed from above, the black of the whale blends in with the dark depths of the ocean. When viewed from below, the orca's white bellies match the brighter surface of the water, blending with the light above, giving them the perfect camouflage.
surface of the water. Even the location of his eyes works to his advantage. They may look like they're that white oval eye patch, but that's a visual distraction. They're actually located just in front, camouflage from crouching prey. The fin on his back is called a dorsal fin and helps to stabilize him while he swims, and also helps to regulate his body temperature. The flippers on either side of his body are called pectoral flippers and are mainly used for steering and stopping. They contain 5 and 20 digits inside, just like our human hand.
Those birds back there crack me up.
The lobes on either side of his tail are called flukes. The tail flukes are the killer whale's engine, propelling them at speeds of nearly 30 miles per hour. But they swim the fastest and use the most power in propelling their nearly 10,000 pound bodies up and out of the water.
Saw it flying by.
Killer whales are highly social animals with a well-defined social structure. An orca pod is always led by a female. Though just half the size of her male counterpart, she is in charge. It's all about attitude, not size. Because they live and work as a group, orcas need to communicate with sounds and body language. Orcas use clicks for echolocation or navigation. Whistles to socialize in the pod. And calls for group coordination and hunting. Vocal development studies here at SeaWorld show that early on, calves learn vocalization from their mothers. But as they grow, they learn from others close to them as well. This is a bottlenose dolphin call that Shuka learned and even taught other killer whales here at SeaWorld. In fact, orcas are the largest members of the dolphin family. Whales here and in the wild use vocalization to communicate all the time.
Like all animals, killer whales use body language as part of their communication. Pectoral slaps are used to show dominance or to get noticed. For example, a mother uses a pet slap to get her calf's attention. When they really want to be heard, they breathe. Spy hopping is how killer whales coordinate to get a better view of their surroundings while they hunt. Fluke slaps are another form of communication that killer whales use out in the wild. great communicators, so it's no surprise that they're the top of the ocean's food chain.
Killer whales work together to rear their young, protect their pod, and most importantly, pursue and catch their prey. Every day they cooperate to survive in the wild oceans of the world. The orca's hunting techniques are as varied as the whales themselves. Norwegian killer whales will circle herring, herding them together. The whales use sounds to coordinate with each other and to disorient the herring. With the fish confused and contained, the whales stun them with their powerful tail flukes, making for an easy meal.
Watches Keith demonstrates this same movement right here in front of all of you. Antarctic whales will actually create waves to wash over floating ice, knocking seals into the water. Ulysses and Admire showing you a similar wave-taking technique, featuring one of the many complex and impressive hunting abilities developed by killer whales all around the world. Now you just saw these waves crashing in front of you, but you can't really imagine the amount of water displaced until you experience it firsthand. Luckily, it is your turn to participate and feel the power of the killer whale's tail fluke and this 55-degree salt water. It is no surprise that they eat all different types of play.
Huh?
Coming up on the screen is a blue whale, the largest animal on Earth. It is 5 times longer and 50 times heavier than any one of our killer whales. So how is a whale this size fighting a whale that size out in the ocean? Well, it's only possible because killer whales are the ultimate team players.
In this example, we see the larger male orcas surround a sperm whale, forming a perimeter, while the females continue to drive the whale forward until it reaches exhaustion. The calves then move in to join the adults in the group. Whatever their prey, killer whales always cooperate and hunt together, making them a highly successful predator.
Play is an important part of everyday life for a killer whale. It's how they teach their young to hunt and practice their skills as they grow. Orcas spend a lot of time interacting and showing their playful side in the wild and right here at SeaWorld. Porpoising is when whales swim fast at the surface of the water, breaking out the chest in. You can see them doing this when catching a ride in the wake of a boat or when smoking it away. Orcas like to be touched and will rub their bodies on rocks when they can. Ulysses is going to show you a similar rubbing behavior, just like you might see whales do in British Columbia. You'll also see whales imitating each other in the wild. You see it here at SeaWorld all the time. The whales are constantly mimicking and learning from one another. Playful behavior has a purpose. In the wild, the tailwind may be used to stun fish, but today, these whales might just be stunning all of you. We interact with our whales all day, every day. It allows us to share trusted relationships to provide optimal health care, research, and quality of life. All of the whales here play an active part in their own health and well-being. If you look across the way, Ulysses has been asked to present his tail flukes to his behaviorist. This allows our veterinarian to come poolside to obtain a blood sample to monitor his overall health. We'll even slide up on a scale like you see Orca doing in this video. We weigh our whales every week to make sure our adults are staying healthy and that our young whales are growing properly. They'll even provide a breath sample from their blowhole. All these behaviors are only possible because of relationships built day after day right here at SeaWorld. Now I'd like to take a minute to introduce to you guys a very special whale. Joining me in here on the side in just a moment is the Kai. The Kai is a 19-year-old male and he weighs over 7,000 pounds. He lives here with his sister Clea, his little brother Makani, and his niece Amaya. Like all the whales here, the Kai has participated in many different research projects to help sustain his species out in the wild. He's a very smart whale and a favorite amongst many of the trainers here. You challenge our whales every day to engage and stimulate their minds. Diet, exercise, and of course play help keep whales like the Kai in great shape.
The whales here at SeaWorld have helped killer whales in the wild by participating in many research studies. One ongoing study monitors the whale's heart rate and breathing to understand how marine noise pollution from ship engines and other sources affect wild populations. In another study, scientists from NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, took measurements of the killer whales living here, including pregnant whales. By comparing these measurements with drone footage of killer whales in the wild, scientists are able to monitor the wild population's nutritional and reproductive states. Other research has been done here at SeaWorld on the mother whale's milk composition. This research will help create an effective model to understand how toxins in the ocean impact wild killer whales and their milk supply. What we learn from the whales in our care every day is actively helping whales in the wild survive. And just by being here today, you've supported our rescue, research, and conservation efforts all around the world. If we work together, like the killer whale, we can protect the future of the Orcinus orca and this beautiful planet that we all share.
That right now you remain seated as we will be exiting you out in an orderly fashion. What we're hoping for is that you're going to look for a colored flag in your section. Over here on the right hand side, we're starting off with a green flag.